Most pet owners are aware that good nutrition is huge to the health of their pets, and many spend a lot of money on pet foods. The current problem is that there is not enough oversight of the pet food industry to ensure that you are getting what you are paying for. Pet stores and food companies try very hard to get you focused on ingredients rather than nutrients, even though the quality of a diet cannot be assessed by the individual ingredients listed on the bag. The body doesn't really care what the ingredients are as long as the nutritional components are in them. The digestive process breaks ingredients down into nutrients, individual amino acids or vitamins, for example. As long as there is enough of each individual nutrient available for the body, it doesn't matter where those nutrients came from. Availability is a key factor in this. One example of ingredient-based marketing is the phrase "corn is bad." There are quite a few carbohydrate sources commonly used in pet foods, but there isn't a lot of difference between them. Corn is 84% digestible, whereas potato is only 70% digestible, and corn has a better amino acid balance compared to rice. The 16% of corn that isn't digestible is fiber, which is a beneficial ingredient that promotes good digestion in our pets. Both cats and dogs produce enzymes to digest carbohydrates and readily use carbs for energy. A second common ingredient misconception is that soy is bad. This is also false. The isoflavones and other antioxidants in soybeans help prevent cancer. Beans in general are good sources of protein, fiber, iron, and B vitamins. Again, it is the nutrients in the ingredient that are important, not the ingredient itself. Most food allergies in our pets are to beef, chicken, or dairy products. Soy and wheat allergies can occur in dogs, but are much less common. Probably the longest running and most common concern we hear from clients is that byproducts are bad. Again, this is also false. Byproducts mostly consist of internal organs, which are great sources of nutrition. Dogs and cats need the liver of their prey to get vitamins A, D, E, and K, as well as iron. There are different grades of byproducts and some deliver great nutrition. If byproducts are not used in the food, artificial vitamins are added instead. When looking at a pet food bag, one of the few pieces of important, legally required information provided is the ingredient list, and meat should be near the top. This is good in theory, but you can't really tell from the label if the meat ingredients really outweigh the rest. It's so easy for manufacturers to cheat on this. Let's say the ingredients for a bag of dog food include 15 pounds of rice and 5 pounds of poultry meat meal. Since the regulations state that the heaviest ingredient must be listed first, this puts the rice first instead of the meat. So the manufacturer can then decide to use 3 piles of different grains at 5 pounds each instead of one big pile of one kind of rice. Then the food would have 5 pounds each of meat meal, white rice, brown rice, and brewer's rice. They could then add a little extra water to the meat meal to make it heavier. This could then give them 6 or 7 pounds of meat and 5 pounds of each different type of rice. Perfect. They can then list the meat first and then the rice, even though there's a whole lot more rice than meat. A scientific analysis lists precise nutrient amounts on a dry matter basis, with the water removed. The government-required guaranteed analysis looks like this. Crude fat with a minimum of 14%, which means the food contains somewhere between 15 and 100% fat. Or phosphorus with a max of 0.6%, which means somewhere between 0 and 0.6% phosphorus. This is not at all accurate. On a scientific analysis, you'll instead see, on a dry matter basis, a precise fat amount of 18.1%. Good quality meat protein is really important. Too much meat protein is just as bad as too little. Protein is needed to build tissue and to make the most of the chemicals and cells in our bodies, from red blood cells to enzymes to hormones. But any extra protein is just going to be burned as fuel, and this can take a toll on your pet's liver and kidneys. Even fairly indigestible ingredients such as beet pulp are there for a reason. They provide fiber, which is really important to our pet's intestinal function. Pet food manufacturers also like to promote certain ingredients as good. A common claim is that vegetables in the food make it better. This is usually false and purely marketing. Again, the food label is not helpful here. How much is really in there? With no government oversight, we don't have any assurance that the ingredients listed on a pet food bag are the ones going into the food, much less whether there's 1 carrot per ton or 100. The same tactics apply to glucosamine, probiotics, prebiotics, chicory, digestive enzymes, fish oil, and a whole list of other things. Flaxseed, for example, contains fatty acids, but not in a form digestible by pets, so in reality, it provides no benefits for cats or dogs. Pet foods are not subject to USDA inspection as are human foods. Interpretation and use of the terms holistic, premium, gourmet, or human grade is variable according to the company and actually holds no legal weight. One last concern owners have is regarding pet food company reputations. A lot of families think they're buying a handcrafted, high-quality diet from a small company that really cares about their pet, but it's not true. Most pet food companies are owned by a large corporation. A good pet food manufacturer calculates down to the gram or even the milligram everything an animal needs and then puts it in precise amounts in the food. In a nutshell, ask us for a pet food recommendation, not the pet store. Veterinarians have spent hours and hours of class time learning about nutrition. We also know the good manufacturers who spend a lot of money on research and quality control, and we keep up with new research in nutrition. What you feed your pet really matters. Good food promotes good health. We're always happy to help you pick the best products available for your cat or dog.